Before we get started with today's video, I definitely want to take some time to thank my friends over at So Avant-Garde. All right, so Avant-Garde is a place where you can go online, type in the website, and you have a plethora of fragrances from the niche world. Now, niches can be intimidating, so sample, and they have those discovery sets as well. Head over there, look around, shop around, and save you some money by using the code DEDRICK20 on anything on So Avant-Garde. And, it's definitely something where, if you really elevate your fragrance collection or get into something new or tap into another level as far as quality goes, hey, So Avant-Garde has you covered. All right, so head over there, use DEDRICK20, save anything, get anything over there except mind games. Don't worry. You can head over to mindgames.com and use Dedrick10 for 10% off anything on mindgames.com. All right, so save you some money, explore, see what you discover, and let me know down below in the comments if you rock with anything. All right, appreciate y'all. Let's get started with today's video. YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing great, doing well, doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock out here on this channel. Positive vibes only. All right, so today's video, I often get asked recommendations for this, recommendations for that, but I try to have a conversation with people. What are you looking for? Do you just want to smell good? Is there a certain profile? Just try to get a better understanding of the person who's asking me for the recommendations. And I get it. I do content, fragrance content on YouTube and other platforms. So naturally, people come to people like myself and others who do this style of a content, and I get it. But for those who don't really want to ask, or maybe they just need a video or something to help them go along the way with trying to find just a nice fragrance for themselves. One fragrance in particular, maybe two that they can kind of switch in and out. I got 8 here today that I always recommend. Most of the times when I discuss recommendations with people, these 8 usually are in the conversation. It just depends on, like I said, what the person is looking for. All right, so without further ado, I have 8 here that I think are really solid recommendations, can really work in a lot of different areas of people's day-to-day lives. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, up first from the house of Mancera. Yes, we're gonna go the niche route. All right, because you can get these for great prices for sure on discounters. From the house of Mancera, we have Cedrat Boisé. Cedrat Boisé is a heavily recommended fragrance. It is a great fragrance, and it just does a lot of things. Versatile for year-round purposes. Beautiful, nice quality here. Not really like, an average fragrance, comparatively going into your Dillard's or your Macy's or something like that, where you're offered, profiles that are just kind of, the first thing that people want to recommend, Dior Sauvage and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with those, but some people out there are looking for something a little bit different. All right, something a little bit different, not as pricey, that has really good quality, and I think this kind of checks all the boxes there. All right, so citruses, it's very a woodsy tone, leather touch to it, soft leather towards the bottom, musk, just a very complimentary, easy to wear, mass appealing style fragrance, but you're going to get a different type of quality here. So this is good stuff. I wear it often, I wear it frequently. It's top 10 in my entire collection, but it's definitely a solid recommendation that I always recommend to people for sure. So you don't have to blind buy this. They have samples of this. Please get you a sample. I don't recommend blind buying, but I get it because I'm a blind buy warrior member, but there are plenty of places that have samples of this to get your nose on it for sure. So going to keep recommending it. From the house of Mancera, we have Cedrat Boisé. All right, up next, another fragrance in the similar, I feel similar about this, not the same profile, but I feel similar about this fragrance. Really great quality here, kind of step up above but it works, all right, really well. From the house of Parfums de Marly, all right, we have the original Layton. So yes, we're going the niche route again. And why is that? Well, most of the time when I'm asked recommendations, people kind of already have things that they wear. So 9 times out of 10, they're asking for like, well, what's a step up or something that I can, they can dive into. And Layton is one I always recommend. Why is that? A beautiful combination of apple, vanilla, mint, a beautiful cardamom spice in here as well. Very mass appealing DNA here that will really work all year long, except in the high heat. That's the only place I probably wouldn't wear this, is in a high heat summer day situation. Other than that, this is excellent for date night. It's excellent for the office. It's excellent for whatever you want it to be, especially if you're in a controlled climate inside. But all in all, this is a nice quality fragrance. Now you're gonna pay a little bit more for this one on discounters. I would not recommend you buying this retail unless you just got it like that or you are a little impatient. I understand, but there are places where you can get this for a really good price for sure. So this is one I'll recommend because of its quality nature and what you're what you're gonna get. So you're gonna smell this. It's going to smell mass appealing. It's going to smell like it's going to be a compliment getter. People are going to be attracted to this DNA because that's the history of this DNA. So this is the one that I always recommend from the house of Parfums de Marly. We have Layton, the original Layton for sure. All right, so let's go to a couple of choices where you can walk right into your department store and check these out. And these are always great choices for sure, just to smell good. From the house of Chanel, we have Bleu de Chanel, the EDP. So a lot of you know the Parfum is my favorite of all time, and why am I not recommending that? Well, because the EDT and the Parfum are like combined in this bottle. They're like the best of both worlds in this bottle. And more people just throughout my time and the people who I've been around gravitate towards the EDP. I've recommended this several times, and I've always gotten great feedback from people saying, yo, this is amazing. Like, thank you for the recommendation. This is the only fragrance I'll need for life, back and forth. So citruses, oh, it's just so good. I just kind of got lost in the DNA. The DNA of Bleu de Chanel is perfect, man, in my opinion, from the EDT on down. But with this, you get beautiful citrus here. You get a nice, fresh, spicy tone, very smooth, the sandalwood, smoothness to this fragrance for sure. It's just can work for everything. Like, this is a utility, like a Swiss Army knife. It just works for every situation, and it smells fantastic. This is the best blue fragrance line out of all of them that are out there, even your YSLs, your Dior Sauvages. I'm gonna take Bleu de Chanel every time. So the EDP is kind of like the best of both worlds of the EDT and the Parfum, kind of in this bottle. So this is why I'm recommending this one for sure. It just works for everything for sure. Not saying the other two don't, but this is the one. From the house of Chanel, we have Bleu de Chanel, the EDP. The EDP, really good stuff here for sure, for sure. All right. Up next, those who are looking for fresh and those who are looking for clean, and you just want you don't want no dealings with what's for spring, what's for summer, what's for winter, resinous versus citrus versus musky. You don't want nothing to do with that. You just want something that kind of checks everything on the list for you. From the house of Dior, of course, we have Dior Homme 2020. Dior Homme 2020. Look, fresh, clean, musk, little pink pepper spice, citrus. It just works. It's undefeated. Office king, everyday wear, versatility at its finest. You only want one fragrance. You don't want nothing to do with this fragrance conversation. You don't want to be watching videos every day. You don't want to be in the Facebook groups. Here you go. This is one that you could go walk right into your department store right now, get your nose on it, and it's just a simple fragrance, but it just gets it done for everything that you got going on. And I always recommend it. I recommend this several times on this channel and several times in just my day-to-day real interactions with people in real life. All right, so this is one that works. As you can see, I put a lot of work into my bottle, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you have as well. From the house of Dior, we have Dior Homme 2020 for sure. Great stuff. All right, let's switch up the pace just a little bit. Some of y'all are into a little spicier tones. You want a little bit more kick to your fragrance, while not being overly offensive. You just want a little bit more pop to your fragrance. And this is one that doesn't get recommended that much these days, but it's like that. From the house of Viktor and Rolf, we have the original Spice Bomb EDT. The original Spice Bomb EDT. Listen, I can smell it off the atomizer. You get these beautiful, it's like black pepper and pink peppered spice. You get these citruses, you get a leather touch to this as well. It's a little bit more darker. It's not just, your baseline of just clean and fresh. No, this offers a little bit more, and I love this. I think this has moved to the #1 spot, my favorite of the line, because it's like all of them in one. Like spices, citruses, there's a freshness aspect to this as well. So those who are looking for a little bit more of a kick in your fragrances, you don't want that, just like I said, that baseline of fresh and clean. You want a little bit more, something that's not going to be inoffensive, something that's just going to work. You don't want to overdo something like this. It's pretty versatile. I will wear this in any situation except for a high heat summer day. Of course, we have other options for that, but this is one of those ones that kind of sets itself apart from just your day-to-day fragrance. It gives a little bit more. It has a little bit more to offer. So this stuff is really good. I definitely recommend this for sure for those who are looking for that extra kick in their fragrance. From the house of Viktor and Rolf, we have Spice Bomb, the EDT, the original EDT. Really good stuff here for sure. All right, up next, you're not going to see one particular fragrance on here because I just, I like this one better pretty much. From the house of Prada, we have Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. Now, what was that fragrance that I was referring to? That is the original Dior Sauvage. All right, I would choose this over the original Dior Sauvage every single time. Why is that? Well, this is a play on Dior Sauvage, but it's much more smoother and it's much more fresher. That lavender in here, that ambroxan's turned all the way down. Dior Sauvage is a great fragrance. It's had a lot of, giving you all out there probably a lot of great memories. I have a bottle of it myself, but in the Parfum concentration. But when we're talking about the original EDT, to me, this is just a better buy. You get a better quality feel, in my opinion, due to its fresh aspect of it and the ambroxan that's turned out, which the ambroxan can be really obnoxious if you overdo it with Dior Sauvage. Some of y'all rock like that. That's cool. Not talking about that. This is just personal preference, so I recommend this one. I've sent people out and I've told them that I like this better than Sauvage, and they've come back and said, yeah, bro, you're right. It's smoother, it's cleaner. I've gotten those type of responses. So this is one that I recommend over Dior Sauvage. If somebody is just bound on going a Sauvage route, hey, to each his own, do your thing, enjoy. But this right here, I just think it's better, and I always recommend it for sure. From the house of Prada, we have Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. Great stuff here, man, for sure. All right, 2 more left to discuss. We're gonna go the inspired by clone route. You can get these for great prices on discounters. There are places that sample these as well. But if you're into the Creed Aventus hype, if you're into the Creed Aventus DNA, if you're into anything Creed Aventus related, as far as inspired by a clone version, this is the one. From the house of Armaf, we have Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum. Why is this the one? Well, you have the EDT, you have the EDP, you have the limited edition pure parfum out there as well. But this is the best quality. You can get this around that $50 mark instead of paying that $300-400 plus for Creed Aventus or any of the other inspired by Aventus clones that are out there. This just works, man. It just works. Beautiful citrus opening, woodsy, got a touch of earthiness, freshness, just clean. It's just clean, and it has that touch of masculinity that some of you out there are looking for. It's not a real spicy, leather-driven fragrance at all. But this holds up to the Creed Aventus DNA, especially for the price point. So if you've ever smelled Creed Aventus and it's too rich for your blood, but you love the DNA, I highly recommend looking into this one. Like I said, you could get this. I don't like to say this is an excellent, safe blind buy. It's only a safe blind buy if you've gotten your nose on the Aventus DNA and you love the Aventus DNA, but you don't want to pay that price point. You're just a fan of DNA. This is just a route that you can go. All right, so this is an excellent recommendation. I've given it. People have bought it. They have came back to me and let me know, oh, it's stellar. Shout out to my guy Maurice, if he's out there watching. He's like one of the latest guys I put on to this, and he's a fan. He's a fan, and I know it when he comes around me because I can smell it coming off of him. So Club de Nuit Intense Man limited edition parfum is my recommendation, but you can go EDT, EDP, or pure parfum. It don't matter. I'm telling you, it don't matter. You're going to get lucky. This is just the one I prefer. From the house of Armand, we have Club de Nuit Intense Man limited edition parfum. Really good stuff here for sure. Really good stuff. And last but not least, my most complimented fragrance in my entire collection. Of course, I always recommend this. This is great for fun days. This is great for whatever you want it to be. But this DNA it's almost undefeated. It probably is mass appealing at its highest form. From the house of Rasasi, we have Rasasi Hawass, the original here. I received 9 compliments in one day wearing this fragrance. It was crazy. It's the truth. In one day. Sweet, bubblegummy, fresh, aquatic style DNA. They have some notes of plum and cinnamon in here. They really take it above anything that Paco Rabanne Invictus can give, in my opinion. This is the better of the two fragrances. If you have Invictus and you get your nose on this, you might not wear your Invictus again. That's just me personally speaking. But this is just one of those ones. You can get it for a great price out there, and it just works. Mass appealing. Everyone's probably going to love how you smell. I haven't had a bad interaction with this fragrance ever, and I've worn it plenty of times. Very versatile for all year round. Most of the times I wear mine in the spring and the summertime, particularly in the summer, and it just works. I definitely recommend it. So if you're looking for something fun, something that is mass appealing, and you're looking for compliments, I'm telling you, this should be should be towards the top of your list for sure if you don't know already. From the house of Rasasi, we have Rasasi Hawass. I always recommend it for sure. All right, so that's going to conclude today's video. This list could have been 10, 20, 30, 40 different recommendations of things, but these are just the ones that I recommend the most. And I haven't really had anybody come back to me and have a negative report on these fragrances. Not saying that, that's never going to happen, but I just haven't had it happen yet. All right, so these are great recommendations and great choices in my opinion. Let me know down below, Smell Good family, what are some of the things that you recommend? You'll always recommend, all right, for people who just want to smell good. Not trying to overcomplicate things with overcomplicated fragrances. To me, these are just almost home runs. I'm not gonna say home run, but almost home run. So these are really, really good for sure. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed today's video. Drop those recommendations down below, Smell Good family, and I will see you guys on the next one. Appreciate all the support, appreciate all the love. I don't take it for granted. All right, so until next time, y'all be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. Positive energy, positive vibes, and as always, spike it up, spike it down, spike it that thing all around. And remember, what you put out into this world is exactly where you are going to get back. Appreciate y'all. Splacker.